Quite near the beginning of Putin's speech, he talks about supporting all forms of creativity. Culture shouldn't destroy society, but should bring out the best in people's human qualities. Culture should be a part of what Russia encourages. It should be part of the new regions, and this is nothing new in Russian creativity. However, he then goes on and talks about LGBTQ rights. He says family means a union between a man and a woman, and so say the sacred texts of every religion on earth. But the West, he says, is doubting these sacred texts. We have to protect our children from degradation and degeneration, and we will. In this, Putin is marking out territory. So he started out the Ukraine mission by saying that he wanted to reunite Russia and to save the Russian-speaking peoples in Ukraine. Then he said that he wanted to flush out the neo-Nazis. Then it was a campaign of the true religion against the false religion. And finally, it's a campaign against the LGBTQ plus community. He keeps changing the enemy in the Ukrainian conflict. This speech is a way of trying to redefine the history so that everything seems to be one consistent cycle, one focused adversary. It's all of them. It's all of them. It's not just one. It's not as if he's changing. He's just focusing on different aspects of the same enemy. And he also says, you know, if Russians want to, if Russians want to invest outside Russia, if that is their right as part of the free economy. But he calls on Russia's investors to keep their money inside Russia. In fact, it's something that he has repeatedly said over the years. He wants Russians to preserve and pass on Russian civilization, the Russian civilization they inherited from their ancestors, and ultimately inherited from Ukraine, from the first Rus to convert to Christianity 1,000 years ago. And he praises Russians for their resilience during the coronavirus pandemic. And he says that he will mobilize further his society for the war effort. He urges a program for partially subsidized preferential houses for workers in the defense industry. And he challenges the West to a sort of industrial showdown. He says the West is fighting Russia on the economic front, and as far as the military campaign is concerned, he's proposing a 2-week period of leave for soldiers who have been in the war, so that they can relax from their colossal stress, of their combat. And finally, the issue which I suppose will dominate all the headlines today and tomorrow is Putin's decision to suspend Russia's cooperation with the New START treaty. It's not a complete withdrawal, but he's certainly not going to play ball as long as it's the Americans who are doing the inspecting. If, he says, America is going to test new weapons, then Russia will too. And a 2-hour speech ending with the line that the truth is with us. Well, you know, you can keep saying that as much as you want, but the truth is what you make it, and the truth is tested by actions, not rhetoric.